I still don't know how to start this. Man, I've been talking that whole time and I have not been my junk been muted. So I apologize for that. I was let's start all this over. Um, so yeah, this is possibly gonna be a short stream. I just wanted to chat with y'all. So if y'all chat with me, it'd be a little bit longer of a stream, but I figured since I gotta be in here editing anyway, this is the podcast not now fave. Since I gotta be here editing anyway, I might as well jump on live while I do it and show y'all a little bit of my workflow. So I used to edit on I've edited on everything. All of the things that I was saying while I was muted is that I would have been on here much earlier, but my daughter did not want to go to sleep. Normally it's my son that don't want to go to sleep, but my daughter didn't want to go to sleep today. And I let my wife go ahead and go to sleep and I stayed up with her because I'm the one that can generally stay up later. And I've been supposed to be here the last couple of days, but honestly, I got sick, and when I get sick, it's like I just have the energy to do what's necessary. I don't have the energy to do anything extra. But anywho, um, so back when I used to do creative things, it would always kind of feel like it was a burden at some point in time because a lot of the behind the scenes work fell on me. And when that happens, it just kind of feels like too much, especially I can only imagine trying to do that as a husband and a father these days. That would just be way too much. But honestly, and I know that I was the person a couple of years ago saying, not even a couple of years ago, like basically a year ago, I was the person saying that I don't like AI. I don't like where we can go. And I still to an extent don't like where we can go in AI. But I love I've come to use a lot of it in my workflow. So I'm just gonna spill some tea, not tea, but some of my secrets. I know a lot of y'all might have seen this journey that I've been on for the last like 3 months, 3 4 months. You know what? I kind of want to end this stream since I started off the stream. Let's see here. Let me add something here. Let's see. Let's try this. Bear with me for a second. Okay. It's acting like it don't want to do it today, so we'll do it that way. All right. back to it. So I've used some of everything to edit at points. And on this journey I've been on, the first AI tool that I was using was Opus Clip. And I enjoy Opus Clip, but I honestly don't want to pay for it. I want to say that Opus Clip is $20 a month to remove the watermark, and that's great. That's great. Um, because a lot of these social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, they do not want watermarks on their stuff. Nobody's watermarked. They don't want to promote any other company. So if the AI detects that watermark, then it's gonna I'm not gonna say it's gonna knock it, but it's not gonna go as far as it could go in the algorithm. So anytime it's a watermark. So when I found that out, it made me not want to use Clip, even though some of my biggest videos have been through Opus Clip with the watermark on it. I've just noticed that you can go further, especially with your original content without that Opus Clip on there. So, and I don't want to pay for it. So that's one of the things. When it came to me creating this time, I wanted to create with as least time as possible, spending as least money as possible. So one of the things that I found myself using a lot is CapCut, and CapCut is great free. It is really good free, and the desktop version of it is good free. But there are pro things that you can use within the AI. So this is what I do now. This is my entire. Instead of going in here and editing this whole video, it's so much easier to kind of keep a mental Rolodex or even write it down, the timestamp. I will get better at that eventually to help my workflow. But I know I messed up a lot in the beginning of this. So what you can do with the Pro, you really you really could go in here and just take out all of this, but I'm gonna do it myself and just leave some of the stuff in there. Probably take out some of the pauses simply because I don't want to, like, if it's AI, so it's not perfect. So you can end up clipping something and it just winds up sounding funny. So what what the goal of this was to go in here, sync the audio from each three, no, from the three guests, myself, my wife, and Terry. I wanted to take the audio from each one, sync it to this, well, edit that audio, but I didn't get that. For whatever reason, my audio didn't come. It didn't have individual audio. So I'm just gonna roll with the what I was gonna edit all of it together, check the levels, bring it together, then add it to the video, and then do that. But I have to work with this. So since I have to work with this, but this is what we're doing. But yeah, so what I can do here, you can see, like I still say I can go in here and I'm not gonna let the AI do it. I'm gonna do it myself. And you see, I can just delete it. So I deleted that right out of there. And to start off, let me get my headphones on so I can hear it with y'all. Praise the,
Golly.
praise the Lord, saints. I am Kimon. This is Now Faith. I am here with Terry. How you doing, Terry?
Good.
And
How
we
you
have
all?
a special. Oh, my bad. I ain't cut you off. Go ahead.
I'm about to say,
And see. So that right there, I want to cut that out of there. So I am here with Terry. How are you doing, Terry? Terry said good. Um, and so I get into introducing my wife, but then I thought that I cut Terry off, but I didn't. She was done. So then let's cut. What I say? So good. And so I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna cut off. I'm gonna start at the end, and it don't want to work right. Well, no, I don't have to start. I can start off at end because I said end right there. So we just gonna cut that and see how it sounds. So that's normally how I do. I cut it, see how,
Good.
and and we
Hey
have
y'all.
I cut it, see how it sound. If it sound good, then I keep it. If not, then and of course when I'm trying to show y'all, it don't want to work right. I just hit delete on the keyboard though. So let's see. We're gonna
Golly.
praise the Lord, saints. I am Kimon. This is Now Faith. I am here with Terry. How you doing, Terry?
Good.
And we have a very special guest, the specialist of guests, my wife.
Hey, y'all.
I'll let you say your name if you want to say your name. Otherwise, we'll keep it moving. So I'm gonna delete that out of there. I'll let you say your name if you want to say your name. Otherwise, we'll keep it moving.
I am Kendra.
Okay. And excuse this, people. Let me turn Kendra up. All right. So let me see. Right there's why I caught that she was kind of low. Should have checked that beforehand. We was talking, but I just didn't pay attention to it. Okay. And excuse this, people. Let me turn Kendra up. All right. And right slap in the middle of Mother's Day and Father's Day, I think that it is perfect to combine the two and talk about pain. And just to say what's coming up here, I so we had some work going on in our neighborhood today. They're doing a lot of digging out there. So literally, you had them boring. They dug a big hole in both sides of my front yard, and they were boring underneath the driveway. And literally, with that, you can hear all like I can hear it. My mic wasn't catching it, but I can just hear it because I'm right here. So I had to stop for a moment just to see if they could hear it. And so I'm gonna have to cut a big portion of that out also because that was bothering me. Couldn't hear through the mic, like I said, but I could hear, and I just wanted to make sure, check with them to make sure that it wasn't picking up on the mic. Let's see here. Otherwise, we're gonna keep it moving. Um, I am Kendra. Okay. Excuse. So we're gonna cut that out. Let's see. Excuse me 1 second. Do y'all hear that? Okay. All right. I don't hear anything. So I think I'm gonna cut all that out. So it's not letting me delete that one part. Let's unmark that. See, yeah, it won't let me get that out of there. And it doesn't work perfectly. So let's start here.
I am Kendra.
Okay. Slap dab in the middle of Mother's Day and Father's Day. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna take that out of there. We're gonna bring this back. Oh my goodness. I hate when it does that. So we are going to bring all of that back, and then we're just gonna cut all the way up to here. Delete that pause out of there. And see, go back here.
I am Kendra.
So slap dab in the middle of Mother's Day and Father's Day, we choose to talk about parenting. So if that's the case, I want to bring this back. And I figured to do that. But that was the last one. So now we can do that. Is there a pause up there too? No. All right. Okay. See how
Mother's
natural
Day
that
and
sounds.
Father's Day, we choose to talk about.
I am Kendra.
So slap dab in the middle of Mother's Day and Father's Day, we choose to talk about parenting. And parents and parenting from a biblical parenting from a biblical parenting from a biblical. So slap dab in the middle of Mother's Day and Father's Day, we choose to talk about parenting. Parenting from a biblical perspective and parenting from biblical people, because even though we live by the book, there are certain things that are in this book in which we're going to apply from a a biblical perspective, that isn't necessarily, because even though we live by the book, there are certain things that are in this book in which we're going to apply from a biblical perspective that isn't necessarily saying that that's parenting. But we're going to try to cover all grounds. It's a lot, but we're going to try to cover it from our we're going to try to cover all grounds. It's a lot, but we're going to try to cover it from our perspective. So we are here today to talk parenting. And you might want. So with that, I'm just going to hear all the pauses and we'll delete as need be, because like I say, even though it's AI, I think it gets you in the ballpark. But anytime you just go up here and hit delete everything, you're going to listen to it and it's going to just sound unnatural, which is okay to an extent if that's what you're going for. There's some instances where it's okay, like you're doing a reel or something like that, and it works out a lot for the workflow. But yeah, I'd rather just go by and just listen to it all together. Where was I at? You might wonder what qualifies. So we are here today to talk parenting. And you might wonder what qualifies us. Terry has been the parent longer than us two. She has one. How old is your child? How old is your child? 5. Okay, I didn't want to say her name. So, and we have two, a 2-year-old and a 9-month-old. And James will be here later. James had. Month-old. Yeah, so that's what qualifies us to talk about parenting. We're young parents, but we done found out some jewels and some things concerning parenting in these couple of years. So we're gonna share that with you all today. What are y'all thoughts on parenting before we get into the word?
I guess I'll start with the biggest thing that I have learned probably so far relating parenting to like our relationship with God as the Father, right? So like a lot of times when I'm lacking like patience, grace, mercy, that type of thing, and my child will quickly remind me, like, you're not being patient with me, or, like, right. So learned probably so far relating parenting to like our relationship with God as the Father, right? So like a lot of times when I'm lacking like patience, a lot of times, right? So like a lot of times when I'm lacking,
See, that's another one of those moments where it sounds unnatural. So
like a lot of times when I'm lacking, right? Like a lot of times when I'm right. A lot of times when I'm lacking like patience, grace, mercy, that type of thing. And my child,
and a part of me, I do shorts kind of with the same intentions, but n- not the same intentions, with the same process. But I'm more willing to cut more of the filler words. So I'm probably gonna wind up just letting all this rock and just deleting um the parts where we had some producer stuff and not go through all of it. And then when I do the reels, that's when I really kind of cut down to the meat and potatoes. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop because if I keep doing this, I'm being all night. Like I'm on the first 5 minutes. So yeah.
right? A lot of times when I'm lacking patience, grace, mercy, that type of thing. And my child will quickly remind me, like, you're not being patient with me. Or, like if I'm not kind, she'll call me out on it or whatever. But it made me realize, like, because it's always something that we're doing right. It's always something that your child is doing that you may, like lose your patience. You may, feel like, oh, you should know this. I've told you this, again and again. But I'm like, God feels the same way about us. Like like how many times has he had to like correct us? And but still each day meets us with just like love and patience and grace and mercy. So I think that's probably my biggest like correlation and biggest reminder to always just try to operate out of just like a place of grace, because he got it for me, because Lord knows I did not be obedient. I'm getting better. In the past 2 years I'm a lot better with my obedience, but prior to, mm-mm.
Eh, Kendra, you got anything?
Yeah. So, yes, about the grace and patience, I definitely understand that we are in the potty training stage of Isaiah, and so he knows when he has to go to the bathroom, but he does not like to go on his own. So we try to get him to go on the potty, and he'll go, but outside of that, sometimes you can become a little impatient with that, and then like you said, with God's patience, and it is truly a testament of how God loved us, because I never experienced such a love until I had children. I was like, man, this is awesome. You love the child before they're even born, and while they're born, like from the minute you find out you're pregnant, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I'm gonna do everything I can to take care of you. And
Can I pause you for a second and make a joke? Terry, you see how she just said, I never experienced a love like this until I had children. I'm just
you know I
It's
love you.
it's different.
Go ahead, Kendra. I was just joking.
I know, but I mean,
It really pains me that the audio individually did not come through for whatever reason. Because normally, when you're using different microphones, like I I'm using this microphone. Um, I use one of my USB mics for the portable setup that I made for my wife. Um, and looks like Terry is using AirPods, which is those are good. It's just that when you're using those, um, you can do some EQing to them. What did I just mess up? You can do some EQing to them to make them just to boost the quality of it. So I wanted to do that. I wanted to turn my wife up at points. You will see also that my wife had my daughter, and my daughter was doing a lot of cooing. So it was my thought process in those moments in which my wife wasn't saying anything. I really, really, really wanted to take that out of there, take all of the cooling out of there. But for some reason, let me go back here before I get too deep in this process. Let me go back here and look through this again because I would really like to. But I can already tell this is gonna get cut short. Normally, this is not how I would handle. This is not how I would handle a podcast at all. But I have to work with what I got. Let me see. Let me go to another one and see what it looks like. One that I know is on there is this one. See, and it has the local recordings on there. It don't have the local recordings on this. Yep, it don't. Maybe I didn't have it turned on. Maybe I didn't have local retardant, local recording turned on, and I hate that. It's just taking away. Like I really, especially with me, also like this when it comes to a podcast, it's all audio. So even though I'm gonna put this video up on social media feeds, it's all about the audio. So when I add this to the podcast feed, the RSS feed, and it goes out to Apple and Spotify and all that good stuff, I would like for it to have pristine audio quality and for me to actually go in and edit all of the audio and get it right. And it is bothering me that I can't do that. So but hey, it is what it is. You live and you learn. Uh, it'll be better for next time. So it takes patience, and I can only imagine each level of. So now, so I'm about to learn something in real time with y'all. I'm going to type in and I'm trying to get better with this, but I say it. So right now it's highlighting it's me. And I do believe and I do believe that, you know, every person can offer different believe that every person can offer different things in parenting. As far as who I am as a parent, I believe that it starts with the. Yeah, let me stop doing this, or I'm just going. As far as who I am as a parent, I believe that it starts with the relationship of the mother and the father. So I kind of want to start here in Ephesians. This is an important part. Yeah, I'm not finna do all this. I think I got everything that I knew in the moment was what it was. So what time is it? It is 11:36. Do I want to stay up and listen to this whole thing? Because all the stuff that I wanted to get out of there for sure that I could get out, I got out. And like all of the extra stuff that I want to do, I can't. But hey, it is what it is. So since that's the case, and it don't look like nobody was in here, I think I'm gonna delete this. I was gonna delete it anyway. I deleted it on Facebook at least, and I let it rock on all those other platforms. And I do think I lied. I do think that I'm gonna throw this in Opus. I do believe that I have said some things within this broadcast that will help some creators out there. So I might leave it I don't know. We'll see. I'm in an area right now where I told myself that I didn't plan on helping a lot of, how do I say this without it sounding mean? I didn't plan on helping. I've always I've always been an open book. So anytime I see someone trying to do something and I have knowledge, I've always given them the knowledge. And this is when it comes to a lot of the knowledge, it's something that costs me. It costs me time. It cost me time away from my family. It was work. Like I had to scour the internet looking for a lot of the things that I know, and I just give them away freely, which is fine. I don't have a problem with doing it. It's just that I think I've done it a lot in the past, giving it to people, and the it wasn't reciprocal. And that's fine if there's still a relationship, but it's just kind of like people just ran off with the information, no relationship and all that type of stuff. And it's just kind of like, you know what? I can't just give everything to everybody. So, but I did want to do some type of I did want to start telling people, the stuff that I'm learning. Because I've learned a lot in the last 4 months. I learned a lot last year too, but I learned a lot within the last 4 months. Learned a lot. But anywho, I do believe that I'm at least done with the live, and I'm gonna jump through and kind of go through the rest of this. And make my way on the bed. So I'll probably leave this up. I'll leave this up probably about 2 days and then I delete it because I didn't want it to stay up. But I'll keep it on the YouTube and stuff. I just take it off to Facebook. But anywho, if anybody was in here sneakily watching, because it says there's 2 people in here, I don't see those 2 people, and those 2 people aren't commenting. So yeah, I appreciate you all for being in here, and I do believe that I'm about to bounce, and I'm finish editing this and all that stuff. 1 second though. I'm not going in just yet, even though I did. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. All right, let me see. This is what I want. So did that. Yep. That. Yep. I don't know why I just burped in the mic like that. I shouldn't have did that. That. Yep. I don't know why I just burped in the mic like that. I shouldn't have did that. Okay. That's all I was trying to see. That. Yep. Oh, that did pop up there. So that's apparently somewhere. I don't know where, but it was somewhere. All right. Excuse me. I should have muted my mic. I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all have a good night.